What's up, guys? Nolan here, and we got a load of new things to talk about for Escape from Tarkov today from the Streets expansion, since we got some new looks of that. BSG also made a ton of changes in-game. We got all the details for that. Then we also have a bit of speculation on the coming months, since we are now about to enter June. So historically speaking, that puts us well within the 2-month range of the next wipe. More on that in a minute, but first we do have to thank today's sponsor, Factor. Get fresh, ready-made meals delivered to your doorstep when you sign up with Factor. Factor's chef-created meals are fresh, never frozen, and designed by dietitians to ensure every meal is packed with premium, science-backed nutritional quality. No more meal prep, no more dishes, no more unhealthy fast food. Factor offers the most convenient way to eat well while eating right. No prep, no mess. Factor cuts out stressful meal planning and extensive prepping so meals can come together in minutes, taking the guesswork out of what to make for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Factor even offers meals for those to follow keto, low-calorie, or vegan and vegetarian lifestyles. Use my link or go to go.factor75.com and use code FACTOR SE36982 for 50% off your first box. Yes, I will have that code as well as a link in the description to make it easy for you. Thanks again to Factor for sponsoring this video. So first things first for today, we got these changes BSG made to equipment, which was extensive. Guys, these lists here are tiny and it covers essentially every piece of equipment in the game with various tweaks and changes. So there's a lot to show, and the TLDR here is chances are the repair cost of your favorite piece of gear has changed for the better. And that is repair costs we're talking about here first. From the looks of it, every single armor piece has been made cheaper to repair through mechanic, apart from the P.A.C.A., which, let's be honest, who's repairing P.A.C.As right now? No offense if you are, it's late wipe. It's pretty late wipe right now. So when you go to repair, you'll notice it's cheaper now, and in some cases, significantly cheaper. In addition, we also have changes on the sale prices of equipment to Ragman, and this is mixed. A lot have gone up, while also a lot have gone down. TLDR, no, you're not crazy. That item that you sold before the change was a bit more expensive or a bit cheaper. Then after the patch, it again is, from what I can tell, every piece of equipment in this game, it's changed. Then we have the buff to melee weapon damage as well. Almost all melee weapons, including Tagilla's hammer, have been buffed. The Taiga is still at the top for players since Tagilla's hammer isn't usable yet. And no, I didn't misspeak there. Nikita has talked about making Tagilla's hammer as well as his Halloween event scythe usable in-game in the past. Not sure when that's going to be a thing, but he has talked about it in the past. In the thread of this information, BSG did mention, quote, "We continue to process community feedback on various aspects and mechanics of the game on social networks. These balancing changes are among the planned changes to encourage PvP aspects of the game," end quote. So it sounds like BSG are looking at the PvP and are indeed open to making some changes to help influence it. I'm sure there's a lot more feedback out there in this regard, so they'll have a lot to think about going forward, I'm sure. If you want to see specifics, I'll link the post in the description, but generally speaking, it's easier to just see it for yourself in game. There was a lot of changes. Again, if you usually take a certain helmet or you usually take a certain vest from somebody, maybe it's a bit cheaper, maybe it's a bit more expensive, just play the game and you'll feel your way through it. Next up, we have these Streets screenshots from a few days ago. Again, I was away this weekend, so didn't get to cover this stuff, but we're here now. These shots confirm what I was thinking for the Streets expansion. This corner here is Klimov, and this shot here is behind Concordia. So the new area is confirmed to stretch this way. The only question now is how far. The only indicator to that is this older shot we have here, where we can see these stop signs, and that is the street that we can see further back now with this new shot. Generally speaking, I don't see them going further than a few buildings, but that does stretch to now at least all the way across to Concordia, making construction and Concordia fully traversed, at least I assume from the outside. Maybe they're going to add some stuff on the inside as well, but who knows. Regardless, there is going to be significant extra room on the other side of those buildings or areas, what do you want to call them. Now, when it comes to when this will pop up in game, it's planned for patch 14. The Streets expansion is part of patch 14, and that leads us to our last topic for today, as we are now at the end of May. BSG practically always wipe in June or July, so that puts us within 2 months of the next wipe as long as BSG do plan to wipe. Yes, I said that correctly. And I've mentioned this a few times already, but I will go through this again. When we look at the roadmap, I am certain patch 14 will be a wipe whenever that decides to show up, because the content and the way they decided to posture it on the roadmap screams wipe. However, I am not fully convinced BSG don't need to wipe with patch 13.1. 13.1 will include the move to Unity 21 and is the major tech patch with all the new netcode, restructure, and improvements. I can absolutely see a world where BSG release 13.1 in the next 2 months, and it's a wipe where for the next 6 months, we wade through the bugs and new problems that will pop up with it between the new engine and the new netcode. So BSG take that 6 months to fix the new bugs, iterate on the changes in game, and make sure patch 14 is ready. Then patch 14 is the New Year's patch in December. As something to keep us occupied, Arena should be ready to go in the middle of all that. So it could look something like 13.1, then a couple months until until Arena releases, then a couple months until patch 14 releases. I can absolutely see that happening, and I think it works well, all things considered. But what could also happen is 13.1 in June and patch 14 in July, where we get a full month to test 13.1 with all those new changes. BSG are also sitting on a ton of events, in-game events, between whatever that Arena event leak was, the fence stuff that just happened, and the Chronicles of Rizzy. Even though it's the end of a wipe, they could drop 13.1 and get a lot of people to actually play because of what's happening in game with the events. And it's almost likely to be a dumpster fire between the server load and the new netcode and whatnot, but maybe it'll be exactly what they need to find the major issues and then just get the game sturdy for patch 14. All I know is that the game is guaranteed to have a rough patch after this Unity migration and 13.1 in general. There's going to be new bugs that pop up, and there will be server load and backend issues that pop up. Some of that is going to make it through to us, but that is what we are here to do. We can't forget that. We can't forget that big orange text every time we open the game. We are here to test and find these issues for full release. And I'll say that again, we are here to find these issues for full release. So I'm all for it, but let me know what you guys think. As always, I will let you guys know more once I do. The quickest way to see that is Twitter or Discord, both linked below. If you like this video, hit the button, sub for more, comment what you think, and check out my other channels for other games right here, including Star Citizen, which is kind of popping off right now if you're interested. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. See you guys.